Another edition of Getting Data Science Done command line tips. Today we're going to attack the problem of modifying your prompt. A small problem, but something that can make your experience at the command line a little bit cleaner. So the idea of the prompt, if you're not familiar, is this line of text here that appears before your cursor. Now, this is actually configured, if you're not familiar with it, through a environment variable for the prompt string. So let's just echo that out, actually. Echo out, and it is $PS1 tells you what that prompt looks like. So this configuration string tells you that, in this case, because I've got Anaconda installed, it inserts its own configuration here to tell us which virtual environment is running. And then these flags here are bash prompts that tell us, bash symbols that indicate what the components of the prompt are. So the slash small h is for host, so the first part of the host. The slash capital W is for the working directory, and then the slash U is for the username, so the username of the current user. So for example, if I don't care about if I only want to modify my terminal in the current session, I can simply just modify the value of that environment variable. And let's just give it this little section here. So we'll do the slash U for my username and the dollar, and set that, and you'll see it's instantaneously changed the prompt for me, and I can continue sort of working away there as I need to. Now, the problem with that, of course, is that it's as soon as I kill this terminal session, I'll be back to what I was before. So if you want to make sort of permanent changes to how your prompt works, it needs to go into a configuration for how your bash session works. So let me just, I'm going to set PS1 back to the prompt string back to what it originally was, like this, and clear the screen. Now let's go, there are several ways that the bash session can be configured. A common one is through the bash profile. So I'm going to use VI, and if you're not familiar with this, ~/ that is how to access your home directory, and then as per a lot of configuration files, they begin with a period character, and this is going to be bash_profile. You may not have this file on your system, in which case this will be a fresh new file to edit. But if you look at mine, for example, you can see it's exporting a path for my particular Python installation, and then Anaconda, when I installed it, put its own configuration in here, which does many different things, including the setup of that indicator at the start of the prompt as to what my virtual environment is. Now, if I can basically set PS1 in here, and let's make it just that /U dollar space that I did before. I'm going to write that out. So I've modified my bash profile, and then if I use the source command, what that will do is execute source with the path to my bash profile. It will execute and in effect reload the configuration of my bash session. So after I do that, what will happen is you will see that my prompt has changed. But you'll note that unlike before, when I made the change, I only had the John $ for my username $. I've now still got that Anaconda virtual environment configured. If we go back and look at the bash profile, you can see why that is. It's because after I set the environment variable for my prompt string, it's being overwritten and set using by the Anaconda configuration here, and it adds that at the start of the prompt string. So if you wanted to overwrite that completely, what I'm going to use is DD and VI and then P to paste it down here. Then that will completely overwrite that prompt string. So if I source that again, what will happen is the Anaconda virtual environment part of the configuration will completely change. And now I'm back to just having my username and that $ there at the start of my prompt. So what you'll find is that's a great way if your prompt is getting too sort of busy and complicated. This is a simple way that you can either configure your prompt in the individual session, or modify your bash profile to sort of configure it permanently to however you like it to be. I hope that was useful, and we will see you next time in the next edition of Command Line Tips.